does that even mean, Bowers game?
Ahoy there, YouTube! I'm back again today for another game review, and today I'm very excited to check it out. Kaboom! From Blue Orange Games. This is for 2 to 5 players, ages 6+. It'll take about 20 minutes to play, and in Kaboom, one person is going to be trying to build beautiful towers out of wooden blocks in order to gain points, but everyone else is going to be having a catapult and boom! Sending dice at those said buildings, trying to destroy them in order to, well, make that person not get victory points. It's short, it's sweet, but is it good? Let's open it up. I'll tell you what I think about it. Alright, then we're going to take a look at what's sitting inside of Kaboom! So first and foremost, we have a handy dandy rule booklet, 1 page, double-sided. It's very well done. It should have you up and running in no time at all. It's an incredibly simple game, so I can probably teach you how to play it right now. So in Kaboom, you are going to be taking turns as the master builder. When you are the master builder, you are going to have 30 seconds and you are going to be trying to build up as many different structures out here as possible, because if you build a structure, like say this one right here, and that structure is still standing at the end of your 30 seconds, then you are going to gain that point right there. So if you have this one and this one built and they're still standing at the end of your 30 seconds, you're going to gain 8 points for the round. But it's not that easy, because all the other players, while you are building, are going to be the saboteurs, and they are going to get one of these nice chunky wooden catapults, and they're also going to have X amount of dice depending on how many players are in the game. So for instance, if we were playing a 3-player game, each player would have 4 dice, and they are going to be, you could probably guess it, launching their dice at your structure while you are trying to build them in the hopes of knocking them over so you don't get the points. The big rule is you can only use your 4 dice and no more dice. So you really have to make sure that you're aiming your dice. Also, you have to be a foot away, but for the sake of camera angles, we're just going to do it like this. So I would miss. Let's see. Bam! So now you could pick this stuff up and start rebuilding, but it's an inconvenience that you don't really have to want to deal with. The more players you have, the more dice that are going to be flying at you at the same time. So for instance, if you're playing a 5-player game, then you're going to have 4 people with different catapults launching dice at you. However, they're only going to have 2 dice apiece. Once you finish the round, you're going to count up how many points you've earned by buildings that are still standing. You're going to write down that score, and you're going to go over the course of generally 3 rounds, where each person is going to be the master builder 3 times. Whoever has the most points at the end of 3 rounds, or however many rounds you decide to play, is going to be the winner of the winner of the game. Now you might also notice there's this 1 tile right here in the center. It's a big tile, and obviously it's a big structure to build. If you're able to successfully build this, which I've never seen done in probably about 15-20 games now, you automatically win the game. The problem with that is it's a very tall, large structure, and it's pretty easily hidden, but there's always a chance for you to win, no matter how many points you're down with this tile on the game. But that, in a nutshell, is how Kaboom is played. Alrighty then, Kaboom from Blue Orange Games. One of my final thoughts. Let's go over the pros. Let's go over the cons. First, on the con side, the game's not that meaty. There's not that many choices to be made. Which buildings do I build? You know, when do I start flicking my dice or start launching my dice? Which ones do I launch it at? That's about the extent of the strategy in this game. It's not a deep, meaty strategy game, which you probably should expect a 20-minute dexterity game, but I did want to mention it. Also, I like the game best at the lower player counts. Now, that being said, take this with a grain of salt. I still like this at 4 and 5 players, and I will still play this at 4 and 5 players. But it plays best at 2 and 3 players, just because you get more dice to launch, and launching dice is incredibly fun and gratifying. And especially at 5 players, you only get 2 dice to launch, which kind of stinks because once you launch dice, you can't launch anything else. But that being said, still liked it at all the player counts, but 2 and 3 is best. Any other cons I have with the game? You know, I feel like there's some towers that are just no-brainers, and I feel like the obvious strategy is to kind of go for the 3-point towers as opposed to the 5-point towers, because there's not an infinite amount of these building blocks. And if you build, you know, a big 5-point tower, then you're kind of sitting in the position that A, you're very susceptible to people knocking down that tower, and B, you're not quite sure which pieces you have left to build with. You're like, oh wait, do I have this? Oh crap, do I have this? Oh crap, do I have this? You know, it's a boom or bust theory, I think, going for 5s versus 3 or 6 versus 3, but at the same time, I feel like every single time in every game I've played, it always just seems like the better idea to go for the 3-point towers. But really, do you care? Do you care, or do you just want to flick dice with a catapult? Because let's move on to the pros. It's a dice flicking catapult game. It's lightning quick, it's dexterity, and it is a whole heck of a lot of fun. And that's really just the bottom line. This box is fun. It's not thinky, it's not strategy. It is a blast to play though, and I feel like it fits in a lot of different situations. So first, game night game. Yes, light filler weight game. I've had good success with this game. It's just that much fun. You're waiting like, say, 10, 15 minutes for somebody to get there. You can do it in that amount of time. Easy to learn, easy to teach, which is always a good thing. Family game. Yes, no brainer. You probably already knew that, but yes, this is an excellent family game. It's not going to scare anybody away. From 75-year-old grandma to 7-year-old Billy, everybody can have fun with this game, which is always a good thing. Component-wise, great components. The dice are chunky. The catapults are sturdy. You know, I don't like the fact you have to put stickers on them, but honestly, once you put the stickers on them, it doesn't really matter at all. The tiles are nice. The wooden pieces are nice. The box insert is great. Just top to bottom, very good production quality. I like the artwork in the game, even though there's really not that much artwork, but I do like the artwork. And honestly, you know, one of the best pros I have with this game is I think this might be one of my wife's top 10 games of all time. She absolutely adores this game. It's really fun with two players. There's been probably 3 or 4 times that we've had long days, and I was just like, hey, dear, you want to play Kaboom? And she just loves this game, and we're laughing, and it's just fun because the rounds go by so quick that, yes, maybe I knocked down your tower, but in literally about 40 more seconds, you're going to be building again, especially in a 2-player game. And I like that. I liked playing as both the Saboteur and as the Master Builder, because the Master Builder is just like so much tension as you're like, oh, you're racing against the clock, but then there's dice just flying all over the place. But then again, the Saboteur is so much fun because you're just like, all right, when should I start launching it? When should I start launching it? When should I start launching it? All right, now. You just... And you're like trying to like micro position, like, oh, it's like this much closer, so I just need to just move it just a little bit, and boom. And then when you finally hit somebody's tower, it's just like, yes, and you're like, ah, no. And the best is when you have a tower that gets knocked over, and then it knocks over another tower, and it's just, I'm just glowing talking about this game. It's fun in a box. If you like fun, get it. It's just that simple. Kaboom! A mad dash, build, or crash gateway game. Yes. Family game. Yes. Lightweight filler game. Yes. Just an excellent game you should have on your shelf. Highly recommend this one. That is Kaboom from Blue Orange Games. If you enjoyed this review, please be sure to click on that subscribe button down below in the comments below. Let me know what's a word you really like to say, but emphatically, like Kaboom! For me personally, I like to say POW! I think I got that from a movie. I think that was a Will Ferrell movie, but I really like to say POW! I really like to get those neck muscles work. Just POW! But let me know in the comments below what's a word you really like to say. And as always, thanks for your time, YouTube.